I will conclude by saying our objective with HB 549 is not necessarily to dissolve the district, but to give the district's voters the right to step in for themselves if needed.
A bill dealing with hospital taxing districts is making its way through the State House. At the same time, the Attorney General is looking into the McCall Memorial Hospital district and its use of taxpayer money for workforce housing. Now, this isn't a coincidence. Last year, a group of Valley County citizens tried to get the issue of dissolving the district on the ballot. Now, one of the county's representatives, Faye Thompson, is bringing the issue to lawmakers. As it stands now, a petition to put it on the ballot requires 10% of property owners and qualified electors' signatures within the district. But over in McCall and other parts of the Valley County, there are several second homes, so not all property owners can even vote. Thompson says this puts a burden on county clerks who have to verify signers as both property owners and electors. If passed, this bill would change the code to show that only electors need to hand in those signatures, but would keep the 10%. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the AG is looking into the issue of the hospital district, which supports St. Luke's, a private hospital in McCall. Some people living in the district aren't happy their taxpayer money is funding a private hospital's workforce housing. But the district says in a resort town like McCall, employees need an affordable place to live. Well, Abby will caught up with a member of the district and one of the residents leading the charge to get this issue on the ballot.
This taxing district has played out its usefulness.
In McCall, just under 5 acres of land sits at the center of a growing debate.
The huge current needs is workforce housing.
The plan, build 38 affordable townhouses for medical workers struggling to afford living in the mountain resort community.
It's not like people don't want the job or don't want to live here, but when they try to explore what it takes to move here and find accommodation, they decide that they need to go elsewhere.
But the big question is how to pay for it. Right now, the McCall Memorial Hospital District relies on property tax dollars to help subsidize the housing. That's something that longtime residents like Tommy Grody think should be decided by voters.
It is a really legitimate question whether this mechanism, the way that it is operating, is of the value that it used to be. And that is the question that we're raising.
Grody says a multi-million-dollar housing project funded in part by taxpayers deserves closer scrutiny and voter input. She wrote a letter to the hospital taxing district to ask for an advisory vote, but no answer. If a vote wasn't an option, she says she thought getting an initiative on the ballot was next. But in Idaho, she would need 10% of registered voters' physical signatures, which she said just wasn't feasible in a town like McCall, where she says the majority of properties are vacation houses. That issue has now gone to the House State Affairs Committee.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The motion is carried and it will be done.
And passed unanimously today to change the language of the law to only require signatures from qualified electors. Now that'll go to the House floor.
We're really just trying to get this language down to give us a chance, should we choose to petition to put the hospital district on the ballot.
She says the next step was to file a complaint with the Idaho Attorney General's office to investigate if the use of a taxing district to pay for workforce housing is unconstitutional.
It doesn't really matter what we think. It's what the Attorney General thinks.
In January, the Attorney General's office sent a letter to the Memorial Hospital taxing district stating, quote, "We are concerned that the district's use of tax funds to construct housing violates the Idaho Constitution." Then, February 2nd, the Attorney General's office wrote another letter stating, quote, "We question whether constructing and managing affordable housing projects for private healthcare workers falls within a hospital district's duty." No final decision has been issued.
Apparently, they are allowing the district to take one more shot, although I don't really know what they're going to say that they didn't say before.
But the district says workforce housing is a need, and there are several positions within the hospital that are unfulfilled, so that housing needs to be paid for.
We can just go as demand and as finances available dictate.
The district says the project is a partnership with the foundation raising private funds, but that tax dollars are part of the subsidy.
One is certainly welcome to the opinion that public money should not be used for workforce housing. On the other hand, having been through building 4 units and hopefully another 4 on the way, it's easy to see why the economics don't work for the private sector.
Grody says she isn't against workforce housing. It's more about whether this is breaking the law to pay for workforce housing with taxpayer money.
Yeah, and Abby, this has been a point of contention for a little bit, I should say. They've been working on it for a while, but also it's changed. McCall is a lot different than it used to be several years ago, right?
Exactly. I mean, McCall Memorial Hospital started as a small, funded hospital. Now it's merged with St. Luke's and McCall. And so that's part of the issue too is, Grody says St. Luke's should have enough money to pay for something like this and not be taking from taxpayers. So that's their stance. But again, like we heard in the story there, the district needs this housing. So
It's kind of like catch-22. The other thing, they've been working on this since, did you say August 2024?
August of 2024 is kind of when the first round of everything started. Yeah.
All right, well, it's in the legislature, so as I say often, we'll see what happens there.
See where it happens.
All right, thanks, Abby.